And a reminder, we are just now 1 week away from the live debate between the 5 Republican candidates for governor, and it's here on Wish TV. And we still need some questions for the candidates. You can scan the QR code on your screen or send them to askthecandidates@wishtv.com. And tune in on Wednesday next week, 6:30, right here to see their responses. Well, in Your Vote 2024, over the past few months, former President Donald Trump has racked up endorsements from high-ranking members of the GOP and some former primary opponents. But there are several big names who say they don't plan to support the presumptive Republican nominee. Our Washington correspondent, Julia Benbrook, joining us live from the White House with the details on that side of the story. Julia, good evening to you.
Good evening from Washington. Well, after the first primary contest of the season, it became very clear that former President Donald Trump's hold on the Republican Party was strong. Several of his primary opponents quickly jumped in to endorse him after they dropped out of the race. But there are a few former allies who are refusing to back him. Several of Donald Trump's primary opponents started campaigning for the former president quickly after they suspended their own campaigns, including businessman Vivek Ramaswamy and South Carolina Senator Tim Scott.
I just love you.
But not all of Trump's former opponents are falling in line. In an interview with Fox News, former Vice President Mike Pence said he cannot endorse the president he once served with.
Donald Trump is pursuing and articulating an agenda that is at odds with the conservative agenda that we governed on during our 4 years.
In a USA Today op-ed, former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson made his stance clear, writing, quote, "I have not endorsed Donald Trump for president, and I will not do so." Hutchinson, who was critical of Trump on the presidential campaign trail, wrote, "Regretfully, Donald Trump has redefined the GOP in his image and has put personal ego above the common good."
8 Republican candidates have qualified and have chosen to be here.
In order to get on the debate stage last year, the Republican candidates signed an RNC pledge promising to support the eventual nominee. Trump's former UN ambassador, Nikki Haley, has not made an official announcement of support, but has suggested she's no longer bound by that pledge.
I think I'll make what decision I want to make.
After Haley suspended her campaign following the results of Super Tuesday, she encouraged Trump to earn the votes of those who backed her instead of endorsing him. Both Trump and Biden are working to gain the support of Haley's supporters. Reporting live at the White House, Julia Benbrook, Wish TV.